Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be building a kitchen with $1,000, $10,000 and $100,000. So let's get started. So as you can see, I have the very satisfying exact amount to do this challenge with. So I think it makes most sense to start with the $1,000 kitchen. And I'm actually quite concerned at how I'm going to make a kitchen with $1,000. So I think we should put the walls like this. And this looks so ugly, guys, but I can't really add anything else, can I? Because it will use too much money. Then with wall trims, we're just going to get the cheapest ones. For the floor, I'm going to do checkered, which is actually really cheap. So let me just put this all through the kitchen. And guys, I've actually decided to make this a little bit smaller considering we do only have $1,000. I know that it would make most sense to use these counters, but they're just too plain. So I'm going to use these ones. Then this gives us just enough money for an oven and then maybe some sauces on the side. And oh my gosh, we can't even afford a ketchup. Okay, we're just getting mustard. And that is our $1,000 kitchen. So let's go and take a look at it. I mean, this did have potential. I forgot to add a roof or any lights, but we have natural sunlight, which is a bonus. I mean, from this angle, it kind of looks cute, but I think it's time to move on to the $10,000 one because we cannot be dwelling on that. So $10,000 can get us a nice enough kitchen. I'm not going to go completely all out because I want to save that for the $100,000 one that we're going to do soon. But I do want to make it a little bit more fancy. So I think maybe a fireplace can go in here. And then for the floor, because we have a little bit more money, we can actually use carpets like this for the checkers. So if we resize it, look how easy this is to get checkered flooring. And guys, that's already cost us over $1,000. I don't even know how, but let's add the wall trims in now. Then something that I definitely want this kitchen to have is a fireplace, and that's why I added this little gap here. So I think maybe one like this could look good. And wow, guys, I like this modern vibe we've got going. And I'm going to use this color for the walls because I never really build with this style. Anyway, we've got 6,700 left, so we have got to watch the money. I think we should add some windows before we go any further. So let's add some windows. And then I'm going to add these doors, but of course I'm going to color them so they look less like pink. Anyway, now we've got a nice base and $5,000 to spend. So I was hoping for this kitchen we'd be able to buy the expensive oven, and technically we could, but that would waste a lot of our money. So I'm going to hold off on that for the more expensive kitchen later on. But we can splurge on some more expensive counters like these. Maybe in the middle we should put like a double oven, but obviously use the cheapest ones because we're broke over here. And then I was thinking we could add maybe a little island like this. And oh my gosh, I love how this is going. Then some stools that we could use. We are going to have to go kind of cheap because look at our money. These would be nice, but I just don't think we can afford them. So instead, I'm going to use these log ones. Then I'm going to use these really cheap curtains, guys. They're only $105. Anyway, this time I actually want to add a fridge because the other kitchen doesn't even have one. And then we can maybe put two little cabinets like this. And that, guys, is all we can afford. So I'm just going to add a roof and then some lights. And there we go. That is our budget done. I always seem to underestimate how much money things cost, guys. But anyway, this is the middle kitchen. So I actually think this area over here is really cute. It would have be nicer with some cabinets and like fruit bowls and maybe even some appliances. However, the actual vibe of the kitchen I quite like, and I think I might do something a little bit similar for the $100,000 kitchen, which we can finally move on to now. And I think we just need to make this kitchen incredible. So I started off with the layout and I was trying to be a little bit creative with this, making different shapes. And I don't know why this has ended up looking a little bit like an arrow, but I think this is an okay shape for the kitchen. So I'm going to do another checkered floor quickly, but this time I'm going to use concrete instead of just the plain floor that I was using for the last one, and it actually looks okay. And there we go. I think once we've colored the other stuff, it will look a bit better. But I do want to add wallpaper in this kitchen, but before we do that, we need to add in the wall trim. So let me quickly do that. And now I'm going to add the doors and windows in, because if anybody's used wallpaper before, you know it's a right pain if you don't put in this stuff first. So I think I want the doors to the kitchen to be maybe like these. I don't know why, I've never used them before, but they look quite cool. And then I think that these windows actually look quite nice. And I think if I color them black, it looks even better. Then here is going to be like a little seating area if you were wondering what this space is for. And I think that's good for the windows. So now we can put down the paintings which we are going to use. So normally I'll use marble, but today I'm feeling like some kitchen tiles. And honestly, guys, I really like these ones. Now before we put the paintings everywhere, I'm going to put some pillars in. And I like the look of these ones. So I'm going to pop these in all of the corners. So now I'm just placing the paintings all around the kitchen. And as you can see, it looks great. I'm in love with these tiles. The only thing is though, guys, using decals for wallpaper is really, really expensive, but I think it is worth it. Look how cool this looks. So now I think that we should do the little seating area that's going to be over here. So I want a round table, but this table is just not going to be big enough, guys. So I'm actually going to use 4 of them in like a little circle shape. And then to make the top not look like a weird, I don't even know what shape that is, I'm going to make use of the basic shape. So we can get a cylinder like this, then we can flatten it down, and if we then put it in the middle and stretch it out, then we'll have a table topper. And I think I want a marble tabletop today. And then I've gone for a greeny colour for the base. And then if we were going to put normal chairs around here, they'd look way too small and basic. So instead, I'm going to use some of the sofas from in here. And honestly, I think these ones do look the best. And then how you do it is you can go into like bird's eye view and then put the first 4 in. And then that makes it easier to tell where the other ones are going to go, like this. And look how cool that looks. I love doing tables like this. And then I like to put a carpet on top. And then I like to put maybe a bowl of fruit or something in the middle. But I do want to add some blinds. So first of all, of course, I'm going to add the most expensive blinds because, you know, this is the $100,000 room, guys. So I'm just going to pop these onto all of the windows. And then when it comes down to curtains, I think maybe some of these could look nice. And wow, I really, really like this area, guys. And I'm actually going to add another little bit here. So rather than just having it fully open, I'm going to add one of these arch openings. So I've added the archway in now, and I'm just going to add some wallpaper around it. And how cool does that entryway look just to a kitchen, guys? So I'm first starting off by adding some of these tables, and then rather than adding like my normal decorations on there, I'm going to add kitchen based ones. So for example, we can have some spices on here, as well as a pan, and then maybe a vase in the middle where we can put some sunflowers. Then the last thing that I'm going to add is just a carpet in the entryway, and then we'll finish it off with some structural beams. So now we can move on to the main kitchen, which is like the final area that we need to do. So over here, I was thinking of having sort of a big fridge unit. So I was thinking having cabinets all along this wall, and then putting like 3 fridges along here. Then if I just move the wallpaper for a second, I also want some pots and pans along the walls, and then maybe just like an island coming off each side. Then I'm just adding a couple of random things over here. So maybe like a blender, and over here I've added some dispensers and stuff. This obviously isn't the main kitchen. It's sort of just like a side area, because if you've got a $100,000 kitchen, you're going to have multiple sections. So now it's time to move on to the main kitchen finally. So I think that I want to use counters that look like this, and then I'm leaving room for a big double oven in the middle there. Then this is where it's going to get really expensive, where we start to add islands and appliances and stuff. So while we're at it, we might as well put all of the expensive things in. So guys, this oven alone is $6,500. Then I want some more ovens over here. And this is like the only $100,000 challenge, guys, where I'm actually doing good with my money. So I've then just coloured everything, and I think that looks okay. And now let's just add some of the regular cabinets. And then something I really do want to add is a kitchen hood, which goes over the oven like this. Then before we run out of money, I think we should add the islands. So I've just put 4 along here, and then we can actually go crazy with the stools in this one. And I'm going to add a little bit of colour and use blue ones. I think they look quite cute, and they match the chairs over here. And then I'm actually going to add a second island in the middle just to fill up this blank space here. And I don't really like this weird little line bit in the middle, so I'm going to try and fix that with a basic shape. And I do like how we have a raised bit now. I feel like this is a perfect spot for some flowers. And now I think it's time to think of practicality. So let's add some dishwashers and obviously the appliances like blenders and stuff. Over here we're going to have a drink stand, and then I'm going to search up kitchen and see what kind of things come up. Oh yeah, okay, we can put some spatulas. And guys, don't think that I've forgotten a microwave. I'm going to put that over here, and then over on this side I'm going to put some deep fryers. And before we waste the last bits of our money, I think we should add the structural beams, because as you can see, they get pretty pricey. That one was just $2,000. So I think in here I want this chandelier, which means we might actually have to move these flowers. And then over here we can have this little chandelier. And with that, guys, we have spent $100,000 on this kitchen. So let's go and take a look at how it turned out. So as you first walk in through these luxury double doors, you have a sort of entryway. So we've got a cute light up here, and I'm actually quite a big fan of this entryway, if I'm being honest with you. Anyway, as you make your way into the main kitchen, you are met with this massive dining room table. Then over here is our breakfast bar. So we have all of our fridges and stuff, and then we have our juice machines. Then here is the main area of the kitchen where all the dinners and lunches will be prepared. I don't know what this build mode glitch is going on here, guys, but that's meant to be green as well. So we obviously have the island where people can sit on the stools, and then here is like the cooking island and all of the appliances you could ever need. But I am not gonna lie, guys, I am actually in love with this build. Like, I wish I built this in an actual house. It's so nice. So there we go. That was my kitchen building challenge. I really hope you guys liked it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.